Okay, now we are going to start our increases for the thumb gusset. We'll start removing the rightmost one, out one, on the front and back bed. And if there's a lot of tension here, you can wrap the yarn around the NX switch to release the tension a little bit, so it's not pulling on your stitches. Okay, now I'm going to pull up this purl bump. So we're stitching into the stitch below. Let me see about how I can find the purl bump on this one. Okay, it is this. I just having a little trouble getting around the camera. Oops, that's not opened. So open that up and then put that on. Okay, 4 rows. Okay, now we're going to move the rightmost 2 out one, front and back, and then pick up the stitch. Okay. 4 more rows and repeat. This time the rightmost 3, and we are going to continue in this manner until we move 9 over. We're going to do 9, move 9 over, do 4 rows, and then move 10 over and stop. So we'll have done 36 rows. Okay, pick up the stitch. Four rows. Okay, now moves 4 stitches over. Move 5 over. Move 6. Okay, and then move 1 over, 1 more over. That was 5, and that's the 6th. Okay, pick up a stitch. Okay, 4 rows. Seven. Okay, 8. Okay. 9. Oh, that unknitted, so I'm going to reknit it. Okay, so 4 rows. I'm gonna redo this pickup because I didn't get all plies here. Okay, here we go. Okay, 4 more rows because this is number 9. Okay, 1 more increase, but do not do 4 rows after. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we are going to knit just the thumb stitches. So on the E6000, we're going to use the console. You don't have to. You could just put the pushers up and down or up every other row, but I prefer not to have to do that. On the back, we're going to do HX and bring the 11 stitches, 11 pushers into work fill stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. This one is that one. Yep. Those are the right pushers. On the front, we are going to bring the corresponding 11 pushers up. It's one too many. This one, yep. Okay. Okay, program. Race, sure. Cast on, doesn't matter. 1, whatever. All stitch patterns, no. Stitch pattern A107. No test. All stitch patterns, no form. Left needle, 31 positive. Right needle, 41 positive. Start cast on. Start position, enter. Cast on, hit the ABC button. Stitch pattern A, enter, SX, GX, empty row. Racking handle up, check your needles, empty row. Check your needles on the back, one color. Stitch size 5 1/4 front and back, or 5 1/2 depending. Black strippers. LX on the front. It says CX on the back, but we're going to use HX. Okay, and we're going to go 50 rows. I am going to put my edge springs on so I can visually see easily how far I have to move the lock each time. It will become obvious, but just as kind of a reminder. Okay, 0, resetting my row counter. Okay, 50 rows, 50. Okay, somewhere around row 6, you're going to notice that these are puffing up and they might not knit up properly. We're going to use a heel weight or whatever you can. So I'm going to press it down with one of them to try to get this as far down as I can to try to be able to reach higher with the heel, with the other heel weight. Okay. 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 Not puffing up too bad. Now it's puffing up. Now I want to replace it. So I'm going to press down and reposition the heel weight a little higher. I'm going to try again. Yeah. Okay, let's see how that goes. Still puffy. And I'm going to try to do it a little more to the left. I was a little more on the right. Okay. Okay. Take the heel weight off. Yeah, don't drop it. Just slid off. Sliding. Yeah, okay. Now we are going to do some decreases. You can do decreases like they do in the model book. I forget the model number it is, but they do them on each side for gloves. They don't have mittens that I know about. They have like this. They have other mittens. So this is similar to the glove pattern, but I'm going to do, instead of like that, I'm going to do it swirling around. Okay. Every third goes on the fourth. 1, 2, 3 goes on 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 goes on 4. So I rotate this around to the other bed. Place that on there. 1, 2, 3 goes on 4. 1, 2, 3 goes on 4. And then knit those two together. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to consolidate these segments. So I am going to move, I'm going to move this one in one and move this one over one as well. Okay. I'm going to move this one over one. Because that really, yeah. And then I'm going to hold this down so it doesn't unknit. Okay. Okay, I'm going to move these over. And then here. This one's a little rusty. It actually sticks a little bit. Okay, and pushers completely down on the E6 for the needles that are empty, needles down, and just at least needles down on the DM80. You don't have to move the pushers. Okay, 2 rows. Okay, the second goes on the third. Okay, I'm gonna have to move that back to the other bed because I've moved one to the back bed already, so that's not gonna be the right count. Okay, and if you have 1 stitch at the end, just leave it be. Okay, so I'm going to consolidate. I am going to move these 2 over one. I am going to move these 3 over one. And I move those other ones individually. Tedious, but as opposed to all, I mean, in comparison to all the manual things we've been doing for these mittens, that's 3 rows of this is not a big deal. Okay, now 2 more rows. So they're lined up here, so I'm going to start where the yarn is. They're lined up, so I'm going to do 1. Okay, they're not lined up here, so I'm going to rack it till they're lined up and do my second. Okay, and re-rack. Okay, so now you just combine them. 1 goes on 2. 1 goes on 2. And 1 goes on 2. And we're going to consolidate those, so I'm going to move this over 1. And move this over 1. Okay, 1 goes on 2. 1 goes on 2. Okay, I'm just going to move this 1. I'm not really concerned that this is racking and this is going to distort this or anything. We're going to redo it. I mean, we're going to move those over. It's not a big deal. Okay, pusher's completely out of work for the E6, at least down on the back or the front on the DM80, and 2 rows. 1, 2. Okay, now we are going to take our yarn, give ourselves maybe 6 to 8 inches, snip it, and re-secure it. So when I do that, I take off the yarn that's already there, that's been secured, because it doesn't need to be secured there anymore. And I just put this new one on. Okay. I'm going to put this on the bodkin. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And feed it all the way through. Same on the back bed. 1, 2, Let's split it. Let's split just a tiny bit. 2, 3, all the way through. There we go. No waste yarn. Okay, so when you actually secure it, feed it through. We're going to feed it through all 3 of these on the front again, and all 3 on the back again. You know, you don't have to do it now. I'm just showing you what you're going to do. You do with a tapestry needle. Yeah, so you just feed it all through all those loops again. Tighten it up. And you feed it through or through right here and secure it on the inside. So I'm just going to push it through right now. There you go.